Profoctor Davey is not a licensed doctor or tenured professor in any UN recognized nation or provisional state, including the territory of Guam.
The Children's Hour of Knowledge.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Children's Hour of Knowledge, starring me, Profoctor Davey, and my puppet mortal enemies. With me, as always, is my co-host, Bongo Tweedlepants. Say hi, Bongo.
I'm not your enemy. Am I your enemy?
I was referring to our guest puppet, Thaddeus von Wiggletrousers of Dr. Bonker's Educational Fun Time.
Oh, now I just have to pout.
You did invite me back of your own free will, David.
Well, that's because this is a very special episode.
We do have a very special episode in store for you today, kids. An education celebration of the independence of our great nation.
That's right, Bongo. Almost 40 years ago today, the United States declared its independence from... Oh gosh, Thaddeus, who did we declare our independence from again?
The British Empire. And it was in 1776 when your country declared its independence. Over 230 years ago, you slack-jawed inbred...
That's right, Thaddeus! 1776.
Oh, now that rhyme makes sense.
What rhyme?
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. In 1776, we told the Queen to suck
You leave the Queen out of it!
Davy, you swore not to mention the Queen.
You swore!
I'm not saying she did it, I'm just saying we made the suggestion. Maybe she considered it.
Well, it just so happens that in that particular era, you would have been suggesting that unspeakable act to a king, David. His Royal Majesty George III.
What's important historically is that...
What's important historically is that the ruling monarch was intimately familiar with America's hog.
America's hog? Oh, you mean your mother?
That brings us right to today's first question from little Allison in Washington, D.C. Dear Profoctor Davey, why did America declare its independence from England?
Well, Claire, there were two reasons. The first is something about a tea party, and the second is probably because English food tastes like hemorrhoids.
Oh, yes. American food is the absolute paragon of human achievement. An entire nation's diet based on beef jerky and deep-fried candy bars.
Davy was referring to the Boston Tea Party.
Deep-fried candy is a sometimes food.
Why not tell us a little about that fateful day in 1773, Thaddeus?
Fine. Your American hero, John Hancock, most famous for his inability to sign his name properly, instigated a boycott of British tea.
England, you see, had been taxing their American colonies without providing them parliamentary representation.
Right, Bongo. Kids, to give you some idea of how evil that is, try to imagine Darth Vader forcing Bambi to eat Dora the Explorer.
As a matter of fact, David, it's much the same status your country currently applies to its own territories, including the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Guam.
You swore not to mention Guam.
There's a key difference in these two situations, Thaddeus.
Which is...
Key difference is that America is number one. I believe this is an appropriate place to put on my traditional fireworks hat and sing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Not indoors, Davy.
Relax, I'm only using sparklers this year.
Won't those still set off the fire alarm?
Ha! We can't afford a fire alarm. Score one for the CHK.
He's not kidding. This place doesn't even have a working bathroom.
Oh, it works. I just had to brick over the door after what I caught Count Fuckula doing in there.
You know, in Britain, educational radio on the BBC is extremely well funded. Some of their studio treehouses have 2 bathrooms, if not more.
You're lying. Bongo? Bongo, tell him he's lying.
Literally dozens of smoke detectors. Sprinkler systems, even.
Thaddeus, you're upsetting him.
The master bathroom of my own studio features not only a bidet, 2 bathroom attendants, and a small plasma television, but 2 fire extinguishers.
Well, we have our own mini fridge.
Our second question reads, Dear Bongo, in the midst of an economic downturn, increasingly violent rhetoric from many world leaders, battles over basic civil and human rights, constant war, and endless hunger, why are so many Americans choosing not to take action to make the world a better place? Signed, Daniel in Pittsburgh. Huh.
Well, you go ahead and tackle that one, Bongo. I have to go up on the roof and make sure our flag is properly spotlighted. Happy Independence Day, kids! America!
Were you going to tell him his hair was on fire?
Not yet.
Children's Hour of Knowledge.